Good morning and welcome to Carolina Cares. I am Tyler Ryan. Here this morning, we're speaking with Emme Crawford from WREN. She is our guest this morning on Carolina Cares. We'll be right back.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What? The job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Not on my watch, our military service members say, as they volunteer to serve. Not on my watch, they say, as they leave their families behind to keep the rest of ours safe. As they move out, stand firm, and take fire. So not on our watch, we say, to the severely ill or injured veterans who can't get the care they deserve, the therapists they need to walk again, the treatment they need to talk again, the lifetime of day-to-day help they need to live full and independent lives. When there's no more government funding, or a nursing home seems like the only option, or everyone says there's no hope for recovery, we won't leave one warrior behind. Not on our watch. Find out how you can do your part at findwwp.org.
Welcome back to Carolina Cares. I'm Tyler Ryan. My guest this morning from WREN, Emme Crawford. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is WREN? It's WREN, kind of like the bird.
Yes.
But what is WREN?
That's exactly it. So we were named after, in part, named after our state bird, the Carolina Wren. But WREN stands for the Women's Rights and Empowerment Network.
Okay.
And so what we do, we are a nonpartisan nonprofit that serves the entire state of South Carolina. And our mission is to build a movement to advance the health, economic well-being, and rights of South Carolina's women and girls.
Tell me about the history. I mean, how was it formed? Did you get involved? I mean, where did this all evolve from?
Yeah. Well, we are a fairly new organization, so we are about 2 years old.
Okay.
And, we formed because there is a need in South Carolina to support the women and girls. So, there are a lot of sobering statistics when it comes to women and girls. We are fifth in the nation when it comes to men killing women. Our poverty rates for women are higher than the national levels, as well as unintended teen pregnancies are higher than the national level. And so as a state, we can do better than that. And so we were formed as a response to some of these numbers, and not just numbers, because it's not just about numbers, but in response to the stories of support and what women need. And so we were launched a couple of years ago and have been traveling around the state, talking to people, listening, and trying to come up with solutions on how to improve lives.
What has the traction been? How's the reception been? Obviously we've had you on at various times in Carolina Cares and TV stations and whatnot. But when you get outside the home base, the mothership of the Midlands, when you get to Greenville, when you get to the Low Country, when you get to maybe smaller towns like Mullins, what's the response like? How's it received?
Positively, people want to be heard. Women want to share their stories. They know what they need in their lives and their communities, and sometimes it's just having the resources and the support and connecting people to help them make things happen. So the N in the WREN of our name is network. So that's a lot of what we do is connecting people with resources and kind of so people can use their strengths together to better their communities.
Where are you finding these networks? Where are you finding maybe the resources to bring those in, to go to a small town or to a big city like Columbia and say, this is what we have. Here's our Rolodex. Where are you finding these networks and how are you plugging those in?
Yeah, I wish it was as easy as a Google search or some magical Rolodex. I mean, it is really a process of having conversations with community members and pulling all of those pieces together.
Okay.
So we will go to civic organizations and talk to women there. And after every meeting, ask people who should we be talking to that we might not know about?
Sure.
And kind of just building it one step at a time.
How big is WREN? Maybe start with the executive staff, the employees, the volunteers that are in key roles with WREN.
Yeah. So our full-time staff, we have 8 people. We have a handful of interns that support us and volunteers that we work with. And then our network, which spans across South Carolina, we have 27,000 members.
Good night, Irene. Okay, so I guess the reception has been pretty good.
The reception is good, yeah.
Good gracious, 2 years in and 27,000 members. That speaks volumes for your work too.
Yes.
Obviously, you've got the the vein, you got the pulse.
Yes.
Something happening.
Yes. I mean, people are excited to kind of grow and prosper our state.
Speaking this morning here on Carolina Cares, Emme Crawford on Carolina Cares with WREN. What is a website folks can go to learn more about WREN?
Yes. So if you visit www.scren, that's WREN, .org. So scren.org.
Makes it very simple, doesn't it?
Yes.
Tell me about, as of late, of course, we've heard a lot about the Me Too movement, all these things in Hollywood and all these people finally coming forward saying exactly that. That happens. It does. How has that been, I would assume probably a positive thing from your standpoint, saying, yeah, we're empowering women to say, yes, this is happening. What's the impact been?
Yeah, so that's a good point. And, talking about our reception whenever we first launched and as we've been growing, so we've had the Me Too movement, we've had the Women's March, there have been a lot of these touchstone moments that people, and I think a lot of women in communities have known that this stuff is going on. But now that we have this microphone, that people are listening to these stories, it's really been a powerful moment for women.
And it really, the megaphone, but also the validation.
Yes. That
somebody is going to listen. And not being a woman, I can't, it's hard for me to step into your shoes. Yeah. I can appreciate it. I can't say, I get it. It's just impossible. Yeah. But it has to be frustrating for a lot of these people who, for so many years, things have happened and they just, I'm just going to deal with it because nothing good can come of it. Now something is. Yeah.
And a lot of stories that, a lot of times women don't come forward with their stories because the repercussions could be so negative and people might not even believe them.
Right.
And so we're finally seeing this traction. And I think with support of community members, that we might see some really big changes happening.
Fantastic stuff. All right, so what is the deal on April 9th and 10th? I understand you all have an event coming up.
Yes, we do. Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
Pop quiz.
Oh, gosh.
Do you know what April 10th is? It is a national holiday that is not very well known.
April 10th.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to cheat and consult my calendar either. April the 10th, and only because you're looking at me.
Yeah.
You know what? I give up.
Okay, so April 10th is Equal Pay Day.
Equal Pay Day.
Yeah, so Equal Pay Day is the day that represents how far into the year women have to work to earn what their male counterparts earned in the previous year.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're talking about, the wage gap and what that looks like, and so this is a day that kind of makes it a little more concrete for people.
Right.
So in order to kind of recognize this day, we are having a WREN Summit on the 9th and 10th.
Okay.
And our theme for the summit is women's economic empowerment. So we can do much better than women earning 80 cents to the dollar.
Right.
And so we're going to be having workshops and panel sessions, some amazing speakers to help us think through what are some of the strategies that we can do to break through and kind of empower ourselves economically.
Sure. All right, so it's on the 9th and the 10th. The 10th
Yes.
being the important day. I won't forget.
Yes,
Next year
yes.
I'll remember. You can pop quiz me again, and I'll have it, Emme. Well, give me the details on where the event's taking place and how folks can actually do the important thing, the reason we're talking about it, to
Yes.
go get involved.
Yes. So it's a 2-day event. The first day, April 9th, we are going to be at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center. And then on the 10th, we are actually going to be in a second location. So on the 10th, we have invited all of the candidates that are running for governor
Okay.
and asking them, today is Equal Pay Day. What are you going to do about this wage gap? How are you going to support women and girls in South Carolina if you're elected?
Right.
And so that conversation, April 10th, is going to be happening across the street at the USC Alumni Center.
A very fantastic venue, by the way. That place is
Yes,
so
it's
beautiful, isn't it?
Beautiful. It's beautiful. So we're excited about our guests and the topics that we're going to be talking about. If you want to reserve your tickets, you can go to our website, again, www.scwren.org.
Right.
And you can find out more details on the speakers, the sessions, and reserve your ticket there.
How can people, well, first of all, how much are the tickets? I need to know that.
Okay, so the first day tickets are $50, and the second day is free.
Wow.
So we're trying to get everybody in the room for this forum and hear what the candidates have to say.
That's going to be an important meeting, too, because one of those candidates is ultimately going to be our governor,
Yes.
In several months. And so I guess knowing where they stand is going to be an important issue.
Yeah, and it's exciting that both on the Democratic side and the Republicans, they're both women running for office. So and so both Catherine Templeton and Marguerite Willis are going to be with us. So that
is outstanding.
Yeah, pretty historical.
So $50 for the first day, free for the second. In aggregate, I'm not a mathematician, but $25 a day, I think is pretty well worth it.
Right.
Considering
And we
the mission.
have, we're going to feed you. We're big fans of feeding our people.
I
So
like that.
We're going to have lunch and breakfast, a little reception afterwards. If you, we're actually having free mobile headshots. So if you're looking to update your professional resume and your headshot,
Right.
you can join us on the first day, and we'll be doing headshots,
Oh my
learning
gosh.
about how to negotiate for a higher salary. I mean, all sorts of good information.
So can guys go to this thing? I'm just curious, because that might be some information I might want to use.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How can people actually get involved? Maybe as a volunteer, someone says, you know what, this organization is it.
Yes.
I need to do something. I don't know what I need to do something. How can they get involved? What options and what opportunities are there?
Yeah, definitely. The easiest way is to visit our website, and we have a little tab that says, yes, I would love to volunteer, and you can sign up, and we'll let you know about volunteer opportunities. If you still want to get to know us a little bit better before you jump into volunteering, we have an event calendar on our website. If you click on that event tab, scwren.org, it'll give you where we are in the community. You can come and talk to us and ask us questions, and then we can just take it from there. So
Making it very simple across the board.
yes, we try to.
I love it. All right, guys. Emme Crawford, WREN, South Carolina WREN. I guess, again, that website is scwren, like the bird, so scwren.org. You can find out the great information in the 9th and the 10th of April. It's coming up in just about a week or so.
Yeah, very soon.
It is coming up quick, but some great stuff to get involved with, great information. Check out the website. And we do truly appreciate your efforts on behalf of, as a husband and the father of a 14-year-old girl. I appreciate your efforts in advocating for them as well.
Thank you.
So, Miss Emme Crawford, thank you for joining us this morning here on Carolina Cares. We will be back in just a couple of minutes. We're speaking about giving. Yeah, we're talking charities when Carolina Cares comes right back.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school,
In math,
I learned that I'm ugly
I
and
learned
useless.
that I'm trash.
And in gym,
In biology,
I learned that I'm
I learned
pathetic
that I'm fat
and a
and
joke.
stupid.
In history,
Today in
I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes
In
me.
biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. And in math, I learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today?
The only thing I didn't learn today.
The only thing I didn't learn
is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Okay, forest animals, kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow, have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. River, how's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man.
I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. Okay. Squirrel.
The forest has been preparing just for you. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Joe Perry. And Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, here for WREN, recording artists, actors, and athletes against drunk driving. Yeah, you know we love it when the music does the talking. And you know, the music stops when someone gets killed. So never let someone you know get behind the wheel if they've been drinking. So keep it real, keep it real. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, WREN, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Carolina Cares. I'm Tyler Ryan, your host, and coming up is a great big day, a big day of generosity, I guess, where everyone gets together, and it takes so little with so many people to create such a great big impact. From yourfoundation.org, Sharice Arundale talking about Midlands Gives.
Yeah, we're excited. The big day's on May 1st, so it's coming up really quickly, and we can't wait to have all the Midlands philanthropists come together and support our local nonprofits.
Right, and it really is a cool day. I've been involved several years doing different things with it, and it is neat to see all these different people. And like I said, when you get an entire city or an entire community involved, even a few bucks, if that's all you have, you can still have a large impact on the back end, you know?
Yeah, the minimum donation is only $20, and I think one of my favorite personal things about it is seeing how so many little donations add up to such a big amount and make such a big impact.
Right.
It really does show you that you don't have to be rich and famous to give back to your community and make a difference, but everybody can do that in some way or another.
I mean, that's less than 2 or 3 coffees in a month. I think I could probably give that up. You know what I mean?
Right.
I probably should give it up as well. Sharice, the organization behind Midlands Gives is yourfoundation.org. Well, that's your URL anyway. Tell me, because you guys are a lot more than just this one annual program. What other stuff do you guys do here and in your mission?
Yeah, so Central Carolina Community Foundation, we work to promote and increase philanthropy across the Midlands of South Carolina. So we serve 11 counties, and we help to connect donors or people who are charitable, want to make the community a better place with community needs. Right. So we have a wide variety of funds that people can set up, charitable funds, like donor advised funds, scholarships, endowments. We work with corporations and nonprofits. And then we also have initiatives like Midlands Gives. We also have connected community grants, which are helping to fund local nonprofits who are doing projects that make people want to stay here and live here and give here, and really make our community just a vibrant place to be. So yeah, we do a lot of fun, different things that all help to increase giving.
It does not sound like Central Carolina Community Foundation is bored by any stretch of the imagination.
No, but that's thanks to the many great, wonderful people in the Midlands who are so generous with their time, talent, and treasure. So.
Give me the background of the agency. How long have you guys been around? How did it even just come to be? Folks sitting around saying, man, we got to do something, which is oftentimes how it starts, right?
Yeah, so it started a little over 30 years ago. Wow. So it's been around for a little bit, and it really was a group of business community leaders who came together and said, we need a community endowment that is going to help propel us in the future and really be able to serve the community beyond when we're here. And that's one of the great things about working with the Community Foundation is we make sure that your charitable passions are continued on even after you pass away. Your legacy is always going to be there, and we know the relevant community needs for the time. We're always looking at what's going on, so we're able to use your charitable dollars and invest them and make them work into the future.
Sure. And I know there's a lot of great charities out that really understand how to stretch that dollar as well. I love the Harvest Hope math is always my favorite, where a dollar can buy 5 meals.
Yeah.
Tries out Mike going to Walmart with my $1. I can barely buy a box of macaroni and cheese, much less 5 meals. So, it's important, and it's great that you guys can give to those types of agencies that really can maximize the dollar more than I can. My heart may be in the right place, but boy, there's people like you that can stretch it a little bit.
Yeah. We like to make giving easy. That's our goal.
You guys, you can check out more information about Midlands Gives and, of course, the Central Carolina Community Foundation. It's yourfoundation.org, just like it sounds, yourfoundation.org. Speaking with Shanice Arundel today. So is the number I'm reading, is this true? $5.5 million since Carolina or Midlands Gives was started?
That's correct. Yeah.
$5.5 million.
Yeah, $5.5 million since it started. This is our 5th year. So over the last 4 years, the Midlands has generously given, and that is what we have raised. So it's been phenomenal.
So it's happening May 1st this year.
May 1st.
How does it work? Tell me, give me the nuts and bolts, how people, can get involved, who gets the money. Go ahead, just lay it on out for me.
Yeah, so we have 373 nonprofits who have registered to participate this year. They register all the way back in December, and we do due diligence on the nonprofits, make sure that they're in good standing, that they're doing what they say they are, so that way you can know when you go to our website that they are a good organization to give to.
And I think, and just not to jump in, but I think that's an important part, because there are a lot of people, some people's heart's in the right place, just not there yet. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people who would be happy to take advantage of your generosity and not really care about what they say they do.
Right.
So you guys kind of take that guesswork out. So I know if I give $1 to one of those charities, that it's been vetted out, that it's real, that they're doing what they're supposed to do. And that's an important piece.
Exactly.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt. I like that.
Yeah, no, it's a very important piece. The nonprofits go through extensive training with us. We that's part of our goals, is to increase nonprofit capacity. So we give them some tools for marketing and development, and teach them how to really make the most out of Midlands Gives. And then on May 1st, really as of April 17th, we open what's called scheduled giving, which means that you can go ahead and schedule your gifts. So you go on our website, midlandsgives.org. It kind of works like online shopping. You look at the nonprofit profiles, figure out who you want to donate to, add them to your cart, and then check out.
It's like Amazon. You make it easy.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yep. And the system will even recommend some nonprofits for you. So if you put a nonprofit in your cart, it will tell you some other nonprofits in the area that you might be interested in donating to. Last year, we had 46% of donors who gave to a nonprofit they'd never given to before, which was phenomenal, because it's new donors for those nonprofits, people getting more awareness about the great work that they're doing in our community.
Right.
And then we also have prizes that local businesses sponsor, which help to amplify the giving, make it even more exciting. So nonprofits have the chance to receive even extra dollars beyond that, depending on how they form their strategy.
Sure. How can it, maybe a business owner, a sponsor, if I have something I want to give as maybe as a door prize, or whatever, some way to incentivize somebody to part with their $20.
Yeah, if businesses are interested in sponsoring a prize, they can contact Central Carolina Community Foundation at our website. They can figure out our contact information. You can also directly contact a nonprofit if you're interested in maybe just doing a match for one particular nonprofit that you care about. Go ahead. All the profiles are already up on our website, so you can look through them. You should be able to directly contact the nonprofits through that and tell them you're interested in offering a match. I know a lot of them would love that. So.
Sure. Now, you guys, as a Central Carolina Community Foundation, you're essentially a charity as well, correct?
We are.
How are you funded then? Is there a way to say these guys are really kind of the hub? How are you funded? Can people actually help your mission really to give a megaphone?
Yeah. So we actually, with the charitable funds that I talked about earlier, we do have a fee structure from those funds. So that's how we fund our operating budget. But we also always accept donations as well. We have a community endowment, which is really where we encourage people to donate. So that's money that goes back to our Connected Community Grants. That's helping to make our community a vibrant place. As far as Midlands Gives goes, we do this out of just as a gift to the community. So we don't take any money from the donations. The fees go to the credit card companies and the platform that we provide. But otherwise, we don't make any money from the event. And we really
the majority of that $1 or $20 I give is going to go right to where my heart needs it to go.
Yes, exactly. And if donors want to cover the fees, there is that option as well. If you want to tack on a little bit extra to your donation to make sure that your full amount goes to that nonprofit, you can do that.
Sure. What about if somebody, or maybe they've given, or they don't have, and some families don't. They have a big heart, fortunately not a big fat wallet. Are there opportunities to volunteer? Are there ways that someone can give to your mission, maybe without having to crack open the old leather?
Yeah. So one of the best ways for families to do that is really to use MidlandsGives.org as a resource. So talk to your children and your family about what sort of organizations or passions that they have. And then you can search on the website by category, by county. You can search by keywords. You can just type in something you're interested in, like puppies or whatever it is, and it will pop up nonprofits that fit that interest. And then I would suggest contacting those organizations and asking what volunteer opportunities they have available. There's lots of ways to give. And even, one of the best ways through Midlands Gives is just spreading the word about nonprofits and causes, using your social media accounts to talk about the event and encourage your family and friends to give as well.
How important, since you deal with nonprofits every day, this is what you guys do, for business. How important is that for parents, in your estimation? I want your opinion. To instill that sense of community. You remember back to the 80s when greed is good and it's all about me, and I always worry that we're almost getting back into that world of selfies. We're almost cycling back around. It's important to be a member of community and not just take, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nonprofits affect every area of our life, and they need us to give back to them in order to help make them be able to fulfill their missions. But I mean, everything from your local recreation leagues to the hospitals to where people get their pets from are all nonprofit organizations. And so I think it would be pretty hard to find somebody who hasn't been affected by a nonprofit in some form or another. And I think teaching our kids that and helping them to have a generous spirit is really important so that those nonprofits can continue their work into the future.
What about a nonprofit? Obviously, you did the vetting back in December for this year's Midlands Gives, but since you're a year-round agency, if there's a nonprofit that's listening or about to start or maybe brand new going, all right, I got this great stuff, now what?
Yeah.
How do they kind of start that ball rolling with the Central Carolina Community Foundation?
Yeah, so we have a nonprofit news email list, so we always suggest that nonprofits sign up for that. They can always contact us as well, and we're happy to chat with them about whatever they need and see if we can help them out. But definitely sign up for our email list. That gives them, we put in opportunities for nonprofits, whether it's grants or training opportunities. And then when registration opens for next year for Midlands Gives, they'll be one of the first to know, and we'll be able to jump on board and join us.
How many nonprofits could you support on Midlands Gives? I mean, you have 300 and some odd this year. Could you have 500, or is there?
We'll take as many as are wanting to participate and who are eligible. So we only turn people away when they don't meet our training requirements.
Sure. And again, that's an important part to make sure, because even the nonprofits have to do their own due diligence and stay legal and deal with these things. There's a lot of hoops. If you don't know about running a nonprofit, there's a lot of hoops, files and paperwork and things, records you have to keep to keep that status, to keep that good grace out there as well.
The training's all provided free of cost. So it's part of our, gift to the community with that. So it doesn't cost anything, just maybe an hour of your time.
Sure. I love it. Sharice Arendale.
Yes.
I got that right.
That's correct.
It's early. From Midlands Gives, of course, Central Carolina Community Foundation. You can go to midlandsgives.org for the event on May 1st. That's the big community event everybody knows about. $5.5 million in the last 5 years. I'm just throwing that out there, which I think is pretty great. And then yourfoundation.org is the website to you guys as well.
That's correct.
Great stuff. We appreciate everything that you guys do in the community, all the different nonprofits out there. But thank you for kind of wrangling. It's like herding cats, I'll bet. Right?
It's a lot of fun. So.
Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us this morning for Carolina Cares. My name is Tyler Ryan. We'll speak with you next week.